This happened because of poor mood. Final straw was serious pain. You're a real whiner, aren't you? Like, oh, I have parasites in my muscles. Alright. Hello Internet, and welcome back to our Rimworld French people playthrough. The last episode, we mostly just had event after event after event. We had multiple traders come through our area, even though we don't have very much to offer them in terms of goods at the moment. We didn't really buy anything or sell anything, so there isn't much to report there. We also had a meteor shower, or meteor strike, or whatever it's called. This left a lump of plasteel on the map, which is definitely something we're going to harvest in the future when we get around to making bionics. And then the other noteworthy thing that happened is that we had not one but two transport pod crashes. Now the first person was not really someone we wanted in the colony, but the second person is someone that we're actively going to try to recruit. Their name is Gertja or Gertja or something like that, and we will probably be renaming them when they join the colony because I need a name I can actually pronounce. And with that, I think we're back here. Everyone, welcome back to Rimworld. Hopefully you've been enjoying this series. Yeah, French people playthrough. You know, I keep saying that. I chose that as the name for our faction, and we've done nothing Frenchy this whole time, nothing stereotypically French this whole time. We should have made a bunch of berets, or I do have a mod. It allows us to make cheese, I believe, so we should probably have cheese in this list somewhere. Gourmet meal, sweet rolls. Oh, let me guess, someone took your sweet roll. I don't see cheese actually. Maybe it's a different production. Oh, I bet it's research. I bet we have to research it. Oh my goodness. The vanilla expanded because I have so many things. Oh, cooking expanded. Okay. Condiments, canning, vegetable milk. So you can make milk from rice, oats, almonds, coconuts, and soybeans. Oh, cheese making. There it is. Cheese press. Yeah, we should totally get on that. We have a lot of rice as well. We could make some rice milk. Our visitors are departing. But we have multiple groups of people here. Again, we don't have anything to trade, so I don't think it's worth it. So I think we should make cheese in the future. I also think we should make some berets because, you know, if we're going to go French, we might as well go hard at the French. And then also I looked up in Vanilla Cooking Expanded if they had baguettes, which they unfortunately do not. They have things called bakes, which are essentially, you know, food that you bake, and they require wheat, which is something we have not grown yet. However, the simple bake is represented. I don't know if you can really see this. It's a very small single slice of bread. So, you know, arguably it's not a baguette, but it's something we could do in the future. I mean, what else do French people do? Like, what are some French stereotypes? Actually, please do not leave me comments about French stereotypes because I'm sure some of you will be offensive and I really don't want to deal with that. But French people, bread, I don't know, wine. Oh, we do have wine. Research would be brewing expanded. Liquor, mixology, so it's not in brewing expanded by default. I looked it up. Wine is not just in brewing, but it is in the medieval faction, which I believe we have enabled. So there should be wine in here somewhere. It's just navigating this huge list is not really the easiest thing to do. More linkables. Man, we have a lot of stuff. Animal prosthetics. That's pretty awesome. Anyway, we should focus on the game, right? So what are the plans for today? My plan is I want this wall constructed. It's as simple as that. Sorry for the rain, by the way. It might be making the bitrate not look so good. Nothing I can do about that. So we've already got materials for almost the entire wall. And you know what? Let's do it right now. Let's change their work priorities. I want French and Sardine, #1 priority to be constructing. And how many meals do we have? Yeah, so you can forego cooking for a day. We'll make that a 2 for the time being. I want that built. Now the other thing I want built, I want proper... We've kind of, at this point, we've converted this. This was originally supposed to be our battery storage. At this point, we've been using it pretty consistently as a prisoner location. I would really like prisoners to be in a different area. I thought I had a mod that adds cell doors and cell walls, but I guess not. I want a dedicated prisoner area that we can dress up so it's nice, because if it's nice, people are more likely to be recruited. And this is pretty terrible at the moment. We didn't even get him a table built. How are we doing on wood? Where's our wood? Pretty okay. I would like to build a second little section of bedrooms as well in the future. But for now, I want that priority to be getting that wall built. So we'll go ahead and turn up the time a little bit. Sardines always sleeps late. I don't know why. And French, I believe, is constructing, but Sienna is recruiting. Why is your name grayed out? What's going on with that? We're going to check you in a moment. So Sienna, trade caravan is leaving. Yeah, again, I just don't have anything for you. I'm sorry. Please come back, though. We'll give you things in the future. I would love a trade partner. So Sienna is on wardening. So she will feed and try to recruit this guy. At the moment, let's reduce resistance. That will not only train her social skill, which is good because that gives us a benefit when we interact with traders, but it also, and also in the future, it will make recruiting attempts a little bit easier, but it will also start reducing their resistance so we can get around to recruiting them. Yeah, so they're going to play some horseshoes. We ought to build like a rec room as well and a better dining room in the future to get them some mood buffs, especially because Sardines has been doing so poorly, especially with the muscle parasites, man. 10 quality is 121% out of 300%? Okay, I don't know. Let's get that wall built. Thank you kindly. Oh, French people. Sardines and French spoke about using nukes. Yeah, that's an interesting topic of conversation. I don't really... I mean, I guess it would be political to talk about nuclear weapons in a YouTube video, so maybe I won't, maybe we won't talk about that one. We can get that wall constructed. It's just that it's stone, so it takes a long time to actually put in the work required. Like, if we look at this wall, 16, is that it? 16 work to make, whereas if I look at these wood floor tiles, it's 2 work to make. So it's 8 times longer to put down a stone block as it is to build the floor there. Sienna, you appear to be idle. What you doing? Oh, you're cutting stone for them. Yeah, that's fine. Sardines, colonist needs treatment. I just looked at it. Oh, you need new treatment. Yeah, Sienna, if you would, after that, actually do that now because that will get him up and working again. As soon as he's tended to, he should get up and go back to construction. Yeah. Okay, so we're definitely getting this wall done in this episode, but it's not the only thing that we need to do. We have other construction we want to make. And remember, this is one section. This has not even addressed the huge other open section of our base, which we need to do something about at some point. And remember, too, these are just walls. These are not actually going to stop. Like, if somebody comes by and they want in here, they will go through the door. They'll break down the door and come in anyway. It's not until later in the game when you can deploy turrets at your perimeter walls that they're really less likely to come through here. However, at the moment, like I said, huge open space to our base, so they would just go that way anyway. Need batteries, need research project. Yeah, no research at the moment. I would rather her be working on the wardening and the building blocks and things like that. I do want batteries. I just don't foresee us getting that done right now. I suppose we should. We should make a priority of getting batteries. That should have been a priority a long time ago. Problem currently, we have like no components. And we have had no way of like getting more money to buy components. And none of the traders we've had, I don't know what's going on outside my house. There's clearly a loud truck rumbling down the alley or something. Sorry about that. We haven't had any traders with components, so we haven't really been able to do anything with that. So yeah, I don't know what to do about that exactly. We'll just have to wait for someone to come by and give us a proper... I don't know what that noise is. I'm sorry about that. I hate when stuff like that happens when I record. Usually it's my neighbor's kids screaming. That's like the big deal when I'm trying to record. Yeah, it's usually the neighbor's kids or, sometimes like my niece was here over the weekend and I try not to record when she's here and I try not to record when my family's home, They most days my family goes out to DoorDash, so I usually have a couple hours to myself, which is what is happening right now. They just left, so I decided get a little Rimworld done, because why not? Building up a backlog of the series should start going up on the channel tomorrow, so if you've left me comments telling me how dumb I am and how I need to get some stuff done, and I've been ignoring you, it's because I haven't seen those comments yet. They don't exist. Sardines is cooking now because there's no more construction to do. Serious pain, recreation deprived. Bro, I'm so sick of this one. Like, you have the ability to get recreation. If you choose not to do that, that's your fault. That's not my fault, you know? You're drowsy. You're rebuffed by Sienna. You're sick. You're slept in the heat. Ate without a table. Again, no one told you to eat without a table. You should have just come back to the table. You had disturbed sleep. Yeah, because you were treated for your medical ailment. Where's the positive buff of you being treated for your injuries and your sickness? Someone took the time to care for you. They hand-fed you yak milk, poured it down your gullet as you were laying in bed, weeping over your gut parasites or whatever. Just some people, man. So entitled. So entitled. Okay, our yak has completely eaten the grass in this building, which is, yeah, that's going to happen. And we knew that. We knew that was going to happen when we put it in a fully enclosed barn. But I still think that's preferable to having it roam outside and possibly get mauled by predators. We have seen too many things. Oh, I thought that was the lynx. We've seen too many things get murdered by a lynx right here, which I'm not seeing now, which is good. Maybe it's moved off. Okay, so in order to keep kibble flowing, we're going to need meat, and we don't have a lot of meat. So tomorrow, I expect some of you to go hunting. Sorry, alpaca. Tame chance 150%. Why? What does that mean? We're very likely to tame it? Some of these 100% chance to tame. Oh, it's a rat. I mean, I don't care. I don't want a rat. Why do we have such a high chance to tame? Is it just, I'm assuming it's working off the person with the highest animal skill. You know what? Don't hunt these. Do you guys give wool or like milk? Didn't we look at this in the last episode? Here's what I'm going to do. Give me a female alpaca. Give me a male alpaca. Murder the other one for food. Same with the deer. That should give us plenty of leather, plenty of meat, so we can keep the kibble farm going. Kibble crafting, I guess. And it will give us some leather so that we can start making clothes in the future. What are you ladies talking about? French said something about bugs to Sienna. Sienna had a comment about practicing with claymores to French. I'm going to assume you mean the sword, and you're not talking about, like, practicing with laser-directed landmines or whatever? However you would define... I don't know how you define a claymore exactly. Why can't I haul... Oh, they're in the zone already, of course. I'm so stupid. Haul all this. Yeah, I would like to get these chunks out of here when someone has, like, nothing to do and just has some busy work. Because they're ugly, right? Where's my ugly overlay? -4, that's not as terrible as I thought it was, but it's still not good. So, yeah, we need to beautify a little bit. Although, when they're outside, I mean, it's like, I remember, I think it was The Sims 1. This is showing my age, I guess. The Sims came out when I was a teenager, or maybe even a child. We had them. We had many of the original Sims games and DLC stuff. And I remember there was a situation where no matter what you did, no matter how beautiful your house was, as soon as you went outside, it was disgusting. Like your characters, what's it called in that game? Your scenery or beauty or whatever, that bar that you have that represents how happy you are with your environment, it would drop like a rock because there was nothing you could put outside to actually make outside look good. And I thought that was hysterical because, like, yeah, be an indoor kid. Like, if you've ever needed more proof that being indoors is better than being outside. Like, if you go camping, I mean, I don't know what went wrong with your life that you ended up camping, but if you enjoy it, you know, whatever. But I'm firmly an indoor boy. I also can't talk, in case you didn't notice me misstate that multiple times. Maybe I edited it out. Gotta enunciate. I was a mumbler my whole life. People always told me I was such a mumbler. Did our freezer stay cold without the... Okay. So we had enough power to keep the freezer going despite losing the wood fire generator. Which, when you're done playing horseshoes... So this is why Sardines is recreation deprived. And it's because he sleeps late every single day. Every day he sleeps in. Where's my schedule? Up until 5 they sleep. It's 5 now, so he should have gotten up. He has an hour to do whatever, an hour to recreation. You'll see his recreation is all the way down. Bro, get out of bed. Get up. Go about your business. We have a daze. Of course, wandering around in a psychotic state. This happened because of poor mood. Final straw was serious pain. You're a real whiner, aren't you? Like, oh, I have parasites in my muscles. Alright. Well, if you'd have just done your recreation like you're supposed to, I think you would have been fine. You big whiny baby. Oh, jeez. Okay, we got Sienna mining. I want to turn her back loose on research here shortly. French is going to harvest our rice. Man, we have enough rice at this point, I think. I'm going to go ahead and disable sowing on the rice plant. It's just too much. Same with this one. If you're going to plant something, plant these heel root. That's what I want. Same with the bell peppers. I think we have enough vegetable matter. And we'll find out over winter time if that was a good assessment or a bad assessment. But I suspect we're going to be fine even with making kibble and things like that. And yeah, okay, why don't we lay out? They finished the perimeter wall. Why don't we lay out a little bit more stonework for them to do? Sardines, are you still wandering like he is? Okay. I wish... So one thing I do want in the future, and this is going to benefit us for recruiting purposes, but it's also going to help me with these dazes. I mean, by the time we get further in the game, this is going to stop happening because we're going to have a lot of buffs from like good food and good buildings and stuff like that. But in the future, I want... Where's it at here? We have a non-lethal weapon mod enabled. Non-lethal weapons. So it would give us a taser, a stun baton, non-lethal pistol, dart gun, gas grenades. So in this situation where this guy's having a mental break, actually, I was going to say we could trank him and put him in bed and he'd feel better, but that's not true. I think he needs to finish his wandering, and then he'll get a catharsis bonus. He'll get a plus 40, because he had a break and let all his feelings out. So it probably is more beneficial just to let him wander. Now, if it was something else, if he was like, because he's just wandering, right? He's wandering around in a psychotic state. I don't know what that means exactly. But if he was like, I'm going to burn down this colony because I'm having a bad day, then you trank him, right? At that point, you trank somebody. But sad wander is okay. So we'll let her finish this. Let's lay out a wall here. So originally, as I said, I wanted to kind of wall off this whole area, but the more I thought about it, the dumber that is, because if they come in from here, they're not going to have anywhere to go, so they're just going to break down the wall and try to kill us. So instead, I was thinking we would just put the wall here. Now, it does restrict our space. We don't have a lot of space here. That leaves us not a lot to grow our colony. And we can't just mine this mountain out because then it'll collapse on us because that's how physics work. So I'm not sure. In the future, maybe we'll pull it down a little bit further, or maybe we'll connect, I don't know. But for now, I think we'll just lay a wall here. Oh, I kind of hate that though. It's fine. It's temporary. It's temporary. And we're not going to fully wall this area off, right? This is just a funnel. Basically, actually, if it's a funnel, we shouldn't build it like that. Why don't we bring it down, bring it across? How do we want to do this? I don't want like a proper kill box. Like, oh, we don't want to block geothermal either, actually, because we're definitely going to want that. Well, again, it's temporary. It's temporary. I somehow managed to click off of the game. It's temporary. Yeah, that's not enough space for that geothermal to be built, so we'll just bring it. God, it's so hideous. I'm gonna get a lot of negative comments about this one. So let's say we want to funnel the enemies and we want to break them down into individuals. We don't want them all coming in at once. So what I think I'll do, leave this space open and we'll just build like a tunnel. And then normally people do the whole kill box thing where they'll put like a windy path and they'll put in like 15 of those wooden spike traps so that they instantly, the enemies die before they even get to them. I don't want that. I don't want to do that in this game because I always do that, and I think it sucks a lot of the fun out of the game, to be perfectly honest. So what I think I'll do... Wait a minute. Trap, trap. You can't put traps next to each other. So I'm only going to put like 2 traps, basically. I'm not going to fill the whole thing with traps. So we put a trap here. No, it would be here. I think that's fine for now. And then we'll put regular doors on so they can get out, you know, wherever they actually need to get out. So I don't know if that's good, but the main benefit of this is that it's not going to be like, oh, we're going to kill them all with traps. The goal here is to get them to come through one at a time so we can get some good shots on them. And we can deconstruct these walls. And I think we'll build like a killing field. At some point, we'll cut down all these trees and whatever, but that's not a priority right this second. So we'll lay out some construction for them to do some things. Sienna did bring those in. French, I really want you to plant this heal root. I know that I have you constructing, but please don't just do one either. Please do like the whole field. No, you did not. Okay, go ahead and just sow a bunch of heal root, because again, this takes a while to grow, and I really just don't have the patience to go out and continually harvest heal root from the world. We really need some medicine. We don't have much of a supply at the moment, so we'll get you to do that. He's still wandering, huh? He do be wandering. Minor break risk on French. Why though? Simple meal because you were hungry, I guess. Yeah. And no one went out to hunt, and that's because Sardines has literally been wandering for 13 hours. Yeah. It's real dumb. Like, the breaks in this game, they really annoy me. A lot of them are absurd. Like, you go from, oh, I'm sad because my room is ugly, to I'm gonna beat my, you know, co-colonist to death. And I really just don't get that. I don't understand people like that. Like, I understand you're on like a primitive, like pioneer style Rimworld. You don't have a lot of technology at the moment. You're frustrated, but it's also absurd. He's in bed, but he's still being treated as having a mental break right now, which is it's ridiculous. Like, some things with Rimworld, man, they're just so silly. I think they're so stupid. Or people go from like, oh, I'm going to construct this colony, to I'm going to burn this colony to the ground. It's like, just, you know, it takes so much for a person to have such like a huge psychotic break like that. And you're telling me like, oh, he's in pain and he got rebuffed by a girl, so he's going to freak out, whatever. Also, slept in the heat. It's like 80 degrees. 80 degrees is pretty hot. I can't pretend it's not. I can't pretend it's not. But you were sleeping in the cold before. I guess we can turn off the heater. Got an achievement. I might need a shrink. Have a single pawn. Spend 24 hours total in mental breaks. Yeah, he's still having a breakdown. Like, do you know how ridiculous this is? Have you ever been... Listen, I have some mental health issues. Okay? I don't know if this is an overshare or not. I have really severe... Well, it ranges. Sometimes it's not a big deal at all. Sometimes it's very severe. I have PTSD. Sometimes it completely derails my life. Sometimes it's totally fine and it's really not a big deal. I also suffer from pretty severe depression and anxiety. And I'm on, like, don't get me wrong, I'm on medication for it, and mostly I'm fine. But it's not the easiest thing in the world. And I've had episodes where I have a breakdown. And usually when I have a breakdown, it's like one day. Because sleep, in general, helps you reboot. So even if you have a really, because I don't want to go too crazy detail, but a few years ago, I saw my stepfather. My stepfather was abusive to me when I was a child, and I freaked out. It was in a public place, and I just sort of laid down on the floor, like, you know, it is what it is. I talked about it on the channel when it happened. I have no idea what series that was, if you cared. But anyway, so I saw my stepdad. It was a huge emotional issue for me. I freaked out. I had a very physical reaction. I had a very powerful, like, bat of anxiety and a panic attack. And then I, you know, was messed up for most of that day. I went to bed, woke up, and was like, well, that sucked, but I got through it, and I probably will never see him again. So kudos to me for handling that as well as I did. So, like, I understand some people have breaks for long periods of time, especially if they go untreated or uncared for. But it's silly that this guy has literally just been meandering because he's sad. Like, just because, oh, he didn't get his recreation and he's a little sick, he's gonna wander for days is just ridiculous. Like, you know, I don't know. It's annoying to me. I find that annoying. Sienna described intimacy to Gertja. What are you talking about? Don't do that. I mean, I guess if you're trying to recruit somebody, you know what I'm saying? Alright. Okay. Well, I'm annoyed about Sardines. I don't know what to do about that. We could try to arrest him and take him by force, but then we lose him as a colonist, essentially, until we can re-recruit him. Honestly, he's just pissing me off. I kind of want someone to go batter him unconscious, but I think that's probably too much. We also, apparently, sometime in here, got the quest for the AI or whatever, which we're not gonna be doing that. Anyway, I think we're at about time now. On the plus side, we did manage to finish this southern wall here, so that is something. It's gonna help us restrict space in our base. What we should have done is come up here instead, so we could have that third geothermal inside the walls, but that's an easy fix later on. French is hard at work building our colony, while Sardines is the pathetic old man that he has always appeared to be. So I don't know what to do about that. We'll figure things out in the next episode. For now, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.